Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, well, welcome to my channel. My name is Peter Masella and I run this channel here on YouTube. It's an aviation channel where I focus on a different side of flying as a commercial airline passenger. There are many channels out there that focus specifically on luxury and comfort and different benefits that you get from airlines, but I tend to primarily focus on the flight itself and the flight from an air traffic perspective and how it fits into the national airspace system. It's a very unique channel. If you've not seen any of my other videos, go back and check some of them out. I think you're really going to like them. But today I do want to talk about an airline, specifically Delta Airlines, which is the airline that I fly mostly on. I've been a very loyal Delta customer for many, many years. I've had diamond status for many years on Delta Airlines because I fly Delta so often and I was getting rewarded with these high levels of status. Things have changed with Delta Airlines. Last year, there were a lot of announcements to the SkyMiles and Medallion program, and I wanted to give you an update on where I stand, what I think about everything, and really to convey a message how I'm actually saving a lot of money nowadays because of the changes with Delta Airlines. As many of you know, Delta increased their thresholds to achieve different levels of medallion status. So for many, many years, I was a diamond medallion on Delta because all you needed to spend was $15,000 per year, along with other requirements such as segments or distance flown. But $15,000 was something that was kind of achievable for me. I would actually make it a point to spend $15,000 a year to get to diamond status. And with diamond status, I had all these really great benefits. I was #1 on the upgrade list. Using choice benefits, I had access to the Delta Sky Club. I was treated really, really well with Delta Airlines. Now, I actually did not spend $15,000 that I needed to spend every year on flights. I actually spent a little bit less than that every year. I spent around maybe $13,000 on flights. However, I put more money into Delta at the end of the year doing mileage runs or purchasing more expensive tickets just so I can meet the minimum spending thresholds to get to diamond medallion status because $15,000 was not out of the range. Well, Delta made significant changes to the SkyMiles program. And for the current year, 2024, the minimum spend requirement was $20,000. And for next year, it is $28,000 to get to diamond status. Now, I always feel like, well, I want to strive to be a diamond because that's where I'm going to be #1 on the upgrade list. And if you're platinum or gold or silver, the benefits won't be as great. So I wouldn't be able to get everything that I really, really wanted, like Sky Club access via a choice benefit, etc. So I didn't make it for 2024 to be a diamond medallion. I only made it to the platinum level. So I am no longer #1 on the upgrade list, and I no longer have access to the Delta Sky Club via choice benefits. So overall, I do feel less special with Delta Airlines. So I've made a lot of changes in my life and how I approach booking a flight with Delta Airlines because of this. I am no longer encouraged to spend a lot of money. And what I actually do right now is I look for the cheapest flight available because getting to these different levels of medallion status are just not reachable anymore. So each year, I can only strive to be a silver or gold medallion for multiple reasons. One of the notable reasons is that not only are fares super, super low on the routes that I fly, I have the flexibility to find days where the flights are the lowest possible, and I picked those flights specifically, so I put less money into the airline, and I have more money to save to myself because I know that I'm not going to get to those very, very high status levels anymore. To get to silver medallion, you need to spend $5,000. To get to gold medallion, you need to spend $10,000. I'm probably going to fall within those ranges right now. So $28,000 is just completely not reachable. You can't even do many mileage runs to get to a spending level that high. So I'm not going to aim for that at all. I'm basically going to just be doing whatever I'm doing right now. I'm actually flying a little bit less because I'm not encouraged to fly more, to spend more money, and I'm looking for the cheapest tickets. So You see me flying a lot between New York and Florida. I'm getting one-way tickets for as low as maybe $98. That is really, really cheap. And I'm not doing the basic economy fare, which is a little bit lower than that because I want to be able to have benefits that come with a main cabin fare, like advanced seat selection, because of course, I won't fly without a window seat, of course, and other benefits, but $98 is really not a lot of money to spend, and I'm just looking for deals like that to save money with Delta Airlines. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that I am also very, very close to being a million miler on Delta Airlines. I have several thousand miles left to go till I hit the point where I become a million miler. Once I get to million miler status, Delta is then going to grant me gold medallion status for the rest of my life. Well, as I mentioned earlier, if I keep flying every year, I can only really hit silver or gold medallion status. And if Delta is going to grant me gold medallion status, then I don't really need to fly at all. Now, I do need to fly, and I will be flying Delta because I will have that gold status. And my airfares these days seem to be really, really inexpensive, but I'm not encouraged to spend any more money or put more into the airline or fly more. So if Delta made changes to their medallion levels, I would probably spend more money and try to achieve perhaps even diamond or platinum status. So there's another way to earn medallion qualification dollars, these numbers that you need to get to status levels, and that is through your credit card spend. Well, the fact is that because I'm spending less money on Delta Airlines, and I'm using my Delta branded Amex card, it is the lowest level card that's available, I am actually not getting many medallion qualification dollars put into my SkyMiles account towards MQDs because the airfare is really low. And in general, in life, I've learned from Delta Airlines that if I'm not going to be rewarded for something because it's not achievable, in general, I spend less money nowadays, and that's on everything. I no longer look for the best of the best. I look for deals. I look for ways where I can put more money to my bank account to save more money so that I have more money to my name rather than giving my money to an airline like Delta or any other particular company. In general, I am not a very big spender at all. One of the biggest expenses in my life has always been flying. And I just won't be spending as much money as I have in the past. I did check my account. When I do spend money on my credit card, my Delta branded credit card, I'm only getting maybe $5, $10, $20 at a time. No way will little increments of money like that put me even close to a high level of medallion status on Delta. So I'm just not going to be spending more money. And here's the other thing that is kind of troublesome for me because I really, really focus on getting rewarded for what you actually do. If you are an extremely high spender with your credit card, you can actually get enough money onto your Delta Airlines account without actually having purchased or set foot on a Delta airplane so that you can get to a certain level of medallion status. Now, this is for people that are spending a lot of money on their credit cards. I'm not even coming close to the lowest level, of course, when it comes to this. Like I said, I'm only getting at a time maybe $10, $15 or so put into my SkyMiles account. But Delta is rewarding people who spend more money with these benefits like medallion status on the airline. It's a little bit troublesome for me because I've been putting all the money directly into Delta, and now that I know that people can actually put money in from outside of Delta, it kind of bothers me a little bit because of what I've been doing in the past. It also really, really sets a really, really big gap between the upper top and the bottom. And I, as a diamond medallion for many years, always felt like I was part of that very, very, very small high-end percentage of Delta customers. But Delta no longer feels that someone like me should be in that group because it wasn't enough. So I'm no longer part of the top. So because I'm no longer part of the top, I was part of the top for so many years, I'm just discouraged altogether. So I'm just going to aim for the lower levels of status for now. And Eventually, when I become a million miler, I will have gold for life. I was able to actually extend my platinum status for 2 more years. So technically, I really don't have to do very much. And honestly, I am not. I'm flying Delta less and I'm flying cheaper routes because I don't want to spend the money because I'm not going to get the benefits out of it. And I can't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on my credit card each year just to get to different levels of status on the airline. And by putting the money directly into Delta, well, it's just not working out. So it's a very interesting concept, but in the end, it is really benefiting me. I feel that Delta said, Peter, you need to spend a lot of money. Well, Peter, Delta, I can't spend that money. So therefore, I get to save the money. Now, as an airline, Delta Airlines, why you don't want my money if you just lower the thresholds, I'm not 100% sure. But I do feel that the airline is catering to the percentage of the percentage in the top 1%, and they want more and more of that. And people like me who always thought that I was up there is just getting pushed down to different levels. So that doesn't really ruin my loyalty to Delta because I still will be loyal to Delta because I will always get the benefits of being a medallion, especially once I hit my million miler status. But I'm just spending less money. But in the long run, the money stays in my name. So I really, really can't complain about that. It's an interesting time at Delta Airlines. Delta is really promoting themselves as becoming a premium carrier. So a few days ago, a brand new Delta One lounge opened up at Kennedy Airport, and there was a lot of hype and media attention surrounding it. This is not just the Delta Sky Club. This is for Delta One customers, people who are spending a lot of money. Of course, there are those that are getting into Delta One using award tickets, but a lot of people there are spending a lot of money to get into the Delta One lounge, and they're being rewarded for it. Well, guess what? At this point, I cannot even get into a Delta Sky Club. And I've been enjoying Delta Sky Clubs for many, many years. The reason why I can't get into Delta Sky Club is because my access was always via a choice benefit as a diamond medallion to get access to a Sky Club. And I always selected an executive membership because one thing I don't always show on my channel is that when I'm flying, I'm pretty much never alone. There's always somebody with me, and I like to bring that person into the Delta Sky Club. Well, you may ask, well, why don't you just use a credit card that gives you access to the Delta Sky Club? Well, first of all, I'll be direct. I don't want to spend any more money. I'm done with spending money. I want to keep the money to myself because I can't get to those levels via freeways anymore, via ways that Delta made it easy to get to. So even if I were to get a credit card that was a higher level up that did give me access to the Delta Sky Club, I'd be spending more money, which I don't want to do anymore. And from what I understand, access is limited. It might only be just for myself, and I'm pretty much always with another person when I'm traveling. And I didn't read all the rules, but it looks like you can't go every single time you fly. The amount of times that you can access the Sky Clubs per year is limited. So again, it's a scenario where I said, well, you know what? If you're going to treat me so well for all these years and then take this away from me, I don't want to contribute any further. So in the end, I'm looking at it as a personal way to acquire and hold more money to myself rather than give it to Delta Airlines. This whole thing with the million miler status is just strange because once I hit gold status, well, that's the status where I would actually be for many, many years, I think, in the future, maybe even silver, because that's all I can spend now. Well, they're giving it to me for free, so they're basically saying I don't need to fly Delta Airlines anymore. I will, of course, because I do get preferential treatment. I will get a free checked bag. I get access to better seats on the aircraft, etc. Sky Priority. When I travel internationally, I'll be part of the SkyTeam Elite Plus network, but I will not be a Delta Diamond. I'm probably not going to get those upgrades to first class ever again unless I paid for it, and I'm not doing it. Let me tell you, many, many years ago, I would actually buy first class tickets just to get to the diamond level in the following year. I don't do that anymore. It's a very, very interesting phenomena. And if I were Delta Airlines, I would think, well, wouldn't they want a customer like me who's always willing to put in more to get to that level? but they made it unachievable. They seem to be reaching out to a different type of traveler. Just so you know, my travel is 100% funded by myself. It is almost all personal travel. So the money that I put into Delta Airlines is coming directly from me. So a lot more money this year is going to stay with me. Well, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to tell you. I am actually not flying right now. I am flying less, so you may see more videos like this where I am actually going to be talking to the camera about different things as opposed to me being on an aircraft. But I will also be taking a lot of other trips in the future too, so you'll kind of see a mix of them. But I just don't really have this incentive to spend and spend and spend like I used to in the past. I will treat flying like I've always treated it, looking at it as a certain level of equality among all passengers because we're all getting from point A to point B. And of course, I focus on the window seat and the view out the window and really, really enjoying your flight, not from a luxury perspective, not from a seat width or seat pitch or what's playing in the movie screen in front of you, but from an aviation aspect, really, really putting everything into perspective as a passenger. And I invite you to think about that the next time you fly on an airplane. Don't think about the different classes of service. Don't think about seat pitch. Don't think about comfort. Think about what's going on in the environment in which you're operating. And it's a sense of equality and even a sense of fulfillment, knowing that you're playing a role in this entire picture of all the other airplanes in the sky, rather than spending a lot of money just to get to a level that just may not be achievable anymore. Well, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm going to end this over here. I'll be back again, of course, with many more flying videos. You will see me in the air, and I will be including my dad in a lot of the videos too. He's been doing some more of the flying recently, in addition to me, because I don't really always feel the need to actually fly and spend the money. So he's been doing more of the traveling himself. It's an interesting idea that some of the money that I've been spending with Delta Airlines is now coming from him to Delta Airlines, and he's actually not spending a lot of money either on the airline too. Interesting topic. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember that if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I invite you to click on the subscribe button below, hit the bell button, hit the like button, and I'll be back again very soon.